Well, when I was still playing part-time, it was my pride and joy as well. Renault Clio, blue, best car of my life. Needed taxing and MOTing, and I couldn't afford it at the time, so I went down to my local. The landlord said I can get it your MOT'd for free. So I was like, oh, buzzing. Leave it outside, you'll be fine. So I parked this nice Clio outside the front of the pub. Went back a week later, still wasn't MOT'd, a few tickets on there. Got myself a pint, looked out the window, they put another tax ticket on it. Ended up just leaving it, it got towed away and ended up in the impound. The thing that made it worse was I had a private reg on it as well.
Oh, what was the
Vards.
Let's go back. At 15 years old, you were playing in the academy for Sheffield Wednesday. They let you go. What was the reason they gave you at 15?
I weren't as tall as Croucher.
Oh, yeah.
Too small.
Really?
Too small.
The amount of players that get that, it's too small. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
And had you not grown at 15? Were you still...
No, I think I was 1.50 metre.
I was about that at 9, I think.
Just getting 7 bells kicked out of me every week. It toughens you up when you're younger. And I'll be honest, I used to enjoy it. They used to think that I'd be staying down and that's me done. No chance. I'm getting back up and you're having it, mate. How's about that one?
To be honest,
And did they try it again then, once they knew you were getting back up?
They've got to, but you get them back by scoring, don't you? It's the best way to do it.
I've always been confident in being able to score goals no matter who I've played against. I mean, I think this season, to be fair, it was like another bedding in period, if you like, say, for me. That season, I know it turned into like the Great Escape, but we were never getting battered off teams. Every game was really tight and close, so I think that just showed that we could do it. And then, like I said, the last games of the season, we just went on to prove it.
Which you'll see on the next photo.
Yeah, West Brom away.
Yeah, that was a key goal, wasn't it? That was a key moment.
Oh, it was massive, massive. We knew going into that game that we needed to get a win, just to give us a chance, and I was personally over the moon, but I think you saw what it meant to all the lads as well, because although I'm stood there on my own, it didn't take long for every single one of them to get up that pitch and get celebrating with me.
That season you're talking about with the Great Escape leads to this.
Always thought I was going to score that night, believed in it. I think, if I'm honest, one thing that I think helped as well was all the lads had done like a little special video message for me. Like every single one of the lads just backing me, saying how proud it's been to like be involved in it and knowing that I was going to do it that night. So in my mind there was no doubt that I wasn't going to score.
You've always had this banter with away supporters. Some players more than others, and you seem to get it an awful lot.
I just think personally it's part of football. No matter who you are, you're going to get stick from opposition fans.
Do you think you get more because you engage it though? You seek
Possibly.
it out, don't you? You love
Possibly.
it. Do you love it?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. Like I say, it's part of the game. You need to embrace it all. It's not just about walking on the line, right, bang, this is what I need to do with it. If the fans are giving you a bit, they've got to expect a bit back. Another trophy. FA Cup, thank you very much. I think that's something that we've kind of always been proud of. We've always been an underdog in probably say 99% of the situations we've been in, so it was nothing new to us. For the skip as well to be able to get it, obviously all the time he's been here and having a few injuries in that last season, great for him as well.
Go on, not everyone's a highlight.
Obviously,
too good to go down. So everybody was saying all the way through the season.
Yeah, but the table don't pick itself on what people say. That's the problem. I was absolutely gutted, obviously, especially for the owner and the fans and everything that we've been through as a club. It's the last thing you wanted to see and to happen. So, but we move on now, and that's why this season's probably even more important.
Really big jump. I'd dealt with moving up one league at a time, for instance, with no problem, but then to be skipping 2 leagues out, going straight into the Championship, it's a massive, massive jump that I needed to adapt to, needed to get used to. Physicality of the game, speed of the game, awareness of the players, positioning, everything like that I'd never had to worry about before, if I'm honest. So it was tough, and especially that first season, it took a while. But finished that season, went away, worked on fitness, physicality, my own game to come back the next season.
How much fitness issue was it? Because you were obviously to play at any level.
No. I mean, remember the first day of pre-season, we always do we always do a fitness test called the SDS, and I couldn't complete it. Like, I didn't get to the end. But I think again that was the difference in
core fitness.
yeah, everything, stamina to go with it all. It was frightening, but again working on it. And I mean, even now we still do that test, and I'm still putting the same scores as I was like 10 years ago. So I'm obviously looking after myself well.
Yeah, you're obviously your special diet's working.
It must be.
But did you have any doubts? I mean, was there a point where you, in that first season, where you thought, oh, maybe I've bitten off a bit more than I can chew here?
Yeah, there was always doubts. I think that's how anyone is when things aren't good. Listen, I'd had it, not saying easy, but everything I'd done up until that point was all going in my favour. Scoring goals on a regular basis, constantly playing, enjoying myself, and when it then starts to not go so well, it's tough. It really is tough, but you get them doubts. And I remember sitting down with Nigel Pearson, Craig Shakespeare, Steve Walsh, and I was like, it's probably a bit too much for me, if I'm honest. I think I asked them to go back to Fleetwood on loan at one point.
Seriously?
Yeah. But they literally all sat me down, literally said, no, it's not happening. We believe in you. This is why we brought you here. Just knuckle down and things will pay off.
At what point are you starting to think we could win the league?
Personally, I thought it was Man City away, because that was billed as, it was built up as a tough week with the two games that we had. And it got to the Man City game, and there was a lot made of it. And if they won, they could be within touching distance. But for us, it was just a game. We weren't supposed to be in the position we were. We weren't even supposed to be fighting at the top end of the table. So we just enjoyed as football, no pressure, just play how we've been playing and see what happens. And obviously the Man City game turned into a big win for ourselves. Well, we knew it could happen.
Yeah.
So especially when we got the point against Man United at Old Trafford. So I was suspended for that game, but I'd gone up.
Yeah, I was at the game you got sent off, actually.
Yeah. We'll not
Did you
talk
get
about
two
that.
games for that?
Yeah.
Because
got two. I think it was
Swansea.
Two
yellow cards, wasn't it?
Yeah, Swansea at home.
Were you a bit grumpy going off the pitch?
Yeah, that was the extra game, I think.
Yeah.
For the reaction.
Yeah.
But I think we had Swansea at home and then Man U away. So I've travelled up with the lads to Old Trafford. We got a point, and with that point, it basically meant Tottenham had to win. And I was like, just there and then, I was like, right, lads, all round at mine tomorrow. We'll watch the game at mine. And I mean, for the first half, it was more just like a group of mates who'd come around just to have a few beers. But obviously, with what happened in the second half, it kind of went a bit crazy after that. That was just part of the process. And I'm a firm believer you're in the right place at the right time to do these type of things. All the lads were meant to be there at that precise time. We all had different qualities that, for the vast majority of them, were not good enough for the bigger club that they were at. So we all ended up congregating at Leicester, and it made us this force, especially for that season, that was perfectly timed to give anyone a run for the money.
A band of brothers.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Still keep in touch with virtually all now. It's people like you can't get hold of, like Angolo, but you could never get in touch with him when he played either. He's just one of them lads. That's just him. Yeah, well, I think nowadays, especially as I've got older, it's more, I just want to be the best and give the best account of myself that I can to make my wife and kids proud. But above all as well, I've always been a fighter, and I'm always going to have doubters. While ever there's doubters out there, I'll always be trying to keep them quiet. So that's a big force in pushing me forward.
You've not been stricken by inner doubts very much, have you? Really?
I've had a few over the years, but when it comes to football, you've got to get over them, get on with it, and just knuckle down, keep working on.
Do you know what is a unique character? Is Vards is very unique. I've never met anyone like him. From the moment I met him, like I didn't know how to take him. Like at the start, I was like, wow, this guy's a lot. Like he is a lot. And he's got that side to it. He like obviously winds the opposition fans up, and he has the banter with them, but then he has got the other side as well. Like he has got that personal side. He's a real family man. Like he's got loads of kids. He's got like 5 kids, and he's great with them. Like he's great with my kids. Like he's got that aspect as well, so that people probably don't really see from the outside. But some of the stuff that he's done in my time now, honestly, like some days, like he'll take bows as he's coming off, like bows to the opposition fans, and I'm just thinking, come on, Vards, like come on. But he's great with it though, like he's superb with it, and to have been able to witness it from close up in the last 10 years has been amazing.
Is it true that he'd have a glass of port before the game?
He did. When I first got there, yeah, that was his thing. Like there'd be him and a couple of other lads that would go in his room the night before an away game, and yeah,
have a glass of port.
Yeah.
Boom, it was working, mate. He was absolutely flying off it.
Whatever
Whatever
he
it is.
stopped.
Port and Red Bull.
But you got to imagine, like, I'm not saying it's a good thing to do necessarily, and I'm sure for some people it could be a slippery slope. But the pressure for a lot of people the night before a game, even though you don't think about it and you're not aware of it, but it weighs heavy on you. People start to get nervous the night before and the day of a game.
But he never used to sleep. Like he'd never sleep. He'd be up on his PlayStation in his room till like 2 o'clock in the morning. But then he'd be first one down at breakfast the next day, like a couple of espressos, and I think he might have had an omelette and a couple of Red Bulls, and that was him. Done.
Good to go.
Good to go.
Good to go.
He'd just turn in a performance.
Jamie Vardy, my impression of him, I've spoke to him a few times, only on the pitch and stuff like that, but my impression of Jamie Vardy is he doesn't really give a shit about any of you lot, about any of the opposition, about if
third
you're
parties,
a megastar, if you this or I don't give a shit. I'm Jamie Vardy and I'm rapid and I'm a rat and I'm going to score goals, and that's what I'm going to do to you today.
Yeah, and I remember a time. So he scored a hat trick at the Etihad. We beat Man City. It might have been 5-2 or something, and he got a hat trick. And I remember sitting on the back of the bus after that, and he's sat there. He's got the match ball there, all signed. I'm just looking at him going, you've just got a hat trick at the Etihad, like against one of the best Man City sides that's ever been. And I can't remember what I said to him, but he was just so humble about it. He was like, oh yeah, like,
that's just my job.
That's it. It weren't like, like look what I've won. He weren't like, then keep up with this ball. Like he was just sat there in the corner, like that was it.